What's up, guys? It's me, the aLeXx, here to review every Superman movie. Tonight I'm gonna go see Batman v Superman. I have been hearing mixed reviews, but I have been avoiding spoilers like a hawk. I am exhausted trying to avoid spoilers. I need to see this movie now. And most of all, I need to watch all these Superman movies and tell you guys, my thoughts on how it went. And let me just start off by saying that originally we weren't gonna have um, what's his name, Christopher Reeve as Superman. Originally we were gonna have Nicolas Cage as Superman. I thought it was a good idea. Superman Lives was a movie that Tim Burton was gonna direct. It looked like it had potential. The costume looked pretty badass. I saw the documentary. I thought it was a really good one. Definitely a movie I was really interested in seeing if it did happen. It could have been actually the best the Superman movie ever. As far as Superman movies goes, they're good. Some of them, not all of them, obviously, but they're not anything like mind blowing. You know what I'm saying? Definitely the only two that do stick out for me were, of course, the original two, Superman the movie and Superman 2. I was gonna say Superman Returns, but that's not the name of the movie. So yeah, Superman, the first one. Let's just talk about it. Tells the origin of Superman. No action, which is really rare to see, but it was just a really good thing because it's how rarely do you have to see, oh, this good guy has to fight this bad guy. I like this movie a lot. It was a perfect movie to do. I enjoyed it. It's by far my favorite Superman movie of all time. I believe it or not, you guys might be shocked that I would say that, considering how much I'm into like all that other like hardcore battles and shit. But speaking of hardcore battles, we'll get to Man of Steel when we get to Man of Steel. I really thought that this movie was the bomb. It was just really cool. There's only one really good nitpick that I will always say about this movie. Why on earth did Superman travel time and just to save Lois Lane? Not saying that's a bad thing. I love that he did that. It shows that he loves Lois Lane the way he does. But I don't know why it had to have. Like, if he could do that, like, Superman could basically do anything. That's mainly my main problem with this movie, and it was just pretty dumb for me. And I still believe this is the best Superman movie of all time. But by far that little nitpick, I'll let that thing slide. I felt like they should do this thing where Superman's only allowed to do it once. Otherwise, it just looks pointless because he can just reverse time all the time and do whatever he wants. But yeah, I'll just say that. Plus the costume here, it was really cool. It is or it was original. You could say it's outdated, but for the time being, this was Superman. Christopher Reeve is by far the best Superman we have ever had. Rest in peace to that guy. He just a great Superman by far. My favorite Superman ever. Really, there's gonna be no other one. And then, of course, the sequel starts exactly like this one would start with General Zod and his two friends try to uh, destroy his planet, and they all get standing like some weird kind of diamond stuff. This one was slightly goofy, but it was still there. The magic was still there. You still had Lex Luthor as Gene. You still had Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor. My bad. You still had Margaret Kidder as Lois Lane. Then you had Terrence Stamp as General Zod, which I thought it was just perfect. The best Zod we'll ever get. Trust me. There's gonna be no other one. For a time, I always said this one was better, or that one, or the first one was better. Maybe for personal reason, I think the first one was my favorite one by far. But as far as action wise and storytelling, this would be my favorite one. I don't know that I feel like the first one did develop more, and I feel like honestly, I feel like Superman and Superman 2 are just two movies just kind of clashed together, and they work perfectly. And I thought it was just a great movie for um for the time being. And I'll say this, it is really goofy. I'll say that. The fact that Superman throws a S at General Zod was ridiculous. And Superman kills Zod in this movie. So when I talk to about Man of Steel, I'll talk about Man of Steel. I got a lot of stuff to say about Man of Steel. But yeah, I love this movie. I thought it was just a great one. But yeah, easily. See, people say this one was better. I think the first one was better. But these two by themselves, I mean, they're just mind blowing. It reminds me of Kill Bill. Those two movies, you can't have one without the other one. They're just perfect. They just smash well together. I love both of these movies. Um, Definitely really good movie here. Then we have one of the worst movies I've ever seen. But we had Superman 3. Um, and I really hate this movie. There's nothing I could say except why. Why did this movie have to happen? Superman 3 just got awful. It had potential, and because it had potential, I had to say it's worse than Superman 4. And I'll talk about Superman 4 and why I like that one slightly more than this one. Superman 3 was gonna be the movie where. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. I forgot to grade these movies. The first Superman gets a A minus because it does have a little outdated stuff. Superman 2 gets a B plus, and this one gets a downright F because this one had a lot of potential of like just being great. I mean, Superman turns evil. It could have worked perfect thanks to the Krypton that Richard Pryor gives him. I don't even know what's Richard Pryor's name. Gus, I guess. Yeah, Gus. I really don't like this movie at all. You could tell Richard Pryor did not need to be in this movie. There was absolutely no reason why he was in this movie, but they had him anyways. It was just ridiculous. I really just hate this movie. There's only one good scene, and because of that one little scene, everybody says that this movie is better than Superman 4: Quest for Peace. And I gotta say, no. I'm sorry, that little scene that the good Superman and the bad Superman fight was good, not amazing, and it was downright disappointing. Why the fuck did this shit have to fucking happen? Ah, fuck. I really do fucking hate this movie. And now that I think about it, I'm actually kind of thinking a little bit of Superman 4 and saying, wow, which one was worse? Which one was worse? I cannot think about it so far, but this one for me, personally, I hate this one more because it just followed Superman 2, one of the better movies out there, and the original Superman, and it was just downright disappointing, downright F right there. I love that again. I love that scene, but it made no sense. And Richard Pryor, I love Richard Pryor to death. One of the greatest comedians of all time. Rest in peace to that guy. He was a legend, but he obviously did not deserve to be in this movie. He There's no point. I mean, they could have just had Lex Luthor instead of Richard Pryor, but they decided, let's just put Richard Pryor because we need to make this guy as famous as he was, which he was. But I mean, really, there's absolutely no reason why he had to be in this movie, and pretty sad, to say the least, for this guy. Then we have Superman 4: Quest for Peace. I'm just gonna rush through these as I go. Another F movie. And even just like the other one, this one has also a good scene with Clark Kent at court. You know, you could tell that, like I said, Christopher Reeve is by far the best Superman we have ever had, and I'm really upset that he died. And yeah, it was just pretty sad. This movie fucking sucked. We had a Nuclear Man just being created because fuck it. Lex Luthor pulls out one of his hairs at a museum, and it was just ridiculous. He just has regular scissors, no Krypton kind of scissors because obviously, the writers didn't know the comics very well, and yeah, he just kind of had that shitty moment, and then they fight for in the moon for a while. It was just some goofy ass fight scenes with Nuclear Man. And then they fight in the moon, and the only way to stop Nuclear Man is by keeping him away from the light. Also, some chick turns into a robot for no fucking reason, unless that was Superman 3, I can't really remember. But then, in order to destroy Nuclear Man, he grabs a bunch of, like, fucking bombs and shit, and throws them at the sun. And wouldn't that hurt the sun? Wouldn't it? Uh, Fucking retarded as shit. And also, he doesn't take Lois Lane. He takes, yeah, he does take Lois Lane. My bad. I don't know what the hell I was saying, but he sends her flying, and I don't know why, but Lois Lane knows how to fly apparently. And also, and I forgot to say, in Superman 3, for some stupid ass reason, she's available to breathe in the air. I mean, not in the air, like in outer space. And this movie tried to end the exact same way the original ones did, and it was just fucking retarded. I just hate every movie. The editing was horrible. The editing was horrible. The everything's just terrible about this movie. The only thing good was Christopher Reeve. That's the only thing you could defend, but still another F movie. Two F movies. Batman did not have F movies. And I'll say this about that the Superman movies are better than Batman. With Superman movies, you will have a truly great Superman being um, Christopher, uh, yeah, Christopher Reeve. Whereas Batman, you had Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, now Ben Affleck. You know, but yeah, there's always debate on who's the best Batman. By far, Superman had the better one, and it's pretty sad to have Christopher Reeve end in such a terrible way, which is probably why a lot of people shit on him. But yeah, that movie gets an F by far. I fucking hated that movie. And then we get Superman Returns, a movie that I don't hate a lot, but I don't think is that good either. Bryan Singer directed this movie because he got the opportunity, and X-Men 3 The Last Stand ended up being a shit bomb in the box office, and also critically, it was just that was a terrible movie, but it led to this, and I was just pretty disappointed, but it was still a good movie. We had a new Superman. We had Brandon Routh, and then Kate Bosworth as Lois Lane. This is events happening right after Superman 2. They're technically ignoring Superman 3 and 4 because it would be looking bad for Christopher Reeve to end that way, and they're trying to ignore that happened. And yeah, they just kind of start from there, and then Superman takes off, and then he comes back, and then you find out that Lois Lane has been with other people, with someone. She's moved on from Superman. It's over with them. Then we had Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor, and honestly, I did not hate this decision. I think it was a good decision to have Lex Luthor being played by what's getting played by Kevin Spacey. Why did I space out? I don't know why. Spaced out Kevin Spacey. Yeah, cheesy ass joke, but yeah, Kevin Spacey definitely was not that bad as Lex Luthor. I definitely did enjoy him. Yeah, honestly, they just kind of threw this movie in there just to say we're sorry for the Superman 3 and 4, and Bryan Singer is definitely the guy to fix franchises. He definitely fixed refixed X-Men, and definitely that's what Bryan Singer is good at, just fixing everybody's mistakes and making them workable again. And it was just good to just finish off that. I'll say this: it wasn't the best thing ever, but it was just kind of there. I did not hate it, I did not love it, but it was definitely alright. It's a C movie, C plus. I'll say that. I can't quite give it a B minus. I'll give it a C plus, but because it was working towards making something unique again and trying to fix it, and I thought it had some enjoyment. It wasn't the best one. Fuck no, it wasn't. Yeah, and yeah, there's that. And then we get Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, a movie that gets a lot of shit and a lot of good shit. I'm sorry, but people complain that Superman killed Zod. I already said he killed him in Superman 2, so get over it, you fucking idiots. So there's that. And I love Man of Steel. It was just a great story. Henry Cavill was not that bad as Superman. Michael Shannon wasn't that bad as General Zod. It's debatable between Amy Adams as Lois Lane personally because I'm not a big Amy Adams fan by far. But yeah, definitely told a good story. And they call it. This movie is notable for being the biggest destruction. They call it destruction porn because Man of Steel, Superman, and can't fight without destroying the city too much. And I'm sorry, but that makes no fucking sense. How the hell can you be General Zod and Superman and fight and not destroy the world? And eventually it leads to Batman and Robin, which I will see later tonight, and I hope it's a good movie. I love Man of Steel. It's definitely one of my favorite ones out there. Definitely nowhere near the first two original ones. Um, Especially, yeah, because those two movies are just fantastic in their own mean. This is my third favorite Superman movie. This was just a great way to start the DC universe. I don't care what anybody says. This movie started the DC universe. And I loved it. I thought it was just a great movie. It was an 8 out of 10. It definitely wasn't like in my top movies of the year. It's a B plus. I'll say that. It's not one of my favorite. It's not gonna be one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. It was just a great way to just kick off Superman again. I have a lot of friends that say this is the best one. A lot of people say this is the worst. I'm sorry, if you say this is the worst, you're fucking stupid. 3 and 4 were by far atrociously bad, and this downright horrible. I hated those two movies. As for this one, it told the story again, because, why not? And, yeah, I just thought it was just a very enjoyable movie. I really do think that this was the better one out of the bunch. Yeah, I know this is a shorter video, but Superman did have shorter movies. I could review Doomsday, but I actually haven't seen that movie in a long ass time. But yeah, if I could rank the Superman Lives, if it did happen, oh man, I could just imagine that probably would have been number one. If it wasn't for all the uh, bad production and shit talking about Tim Burton. Fuck Hollywood sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We have something good and they still shit on it. And we have something good that's garbage for some reason, or they say it's good, it's garbage for some reason. I don't know. Hollywood could be a bitch, and which is why it scares me to be a film critic sometimes. And hell, a movie writer nonetheless, which is my dream job, for God's sakes. So yeah, I'm gonna go see this Batman v Superman tonight. But let me just rank them all. There's 6 movies, so coming in at number 6, Superman 3, because it had potential, because it had a good story of being a villain Superman and a good Superman. It could have been a great story, but it sucked. Coming in at number 5, Superman 4: Quest for Peace. I hated that movie. Thankfully, they cut off like half of the movie out because they realized how retarded it was. Coming in at number 4, I would say Superman Returns. Even though I didn't hate it, I thought it was okay. It wasn't the worst. It wasn't the best. It was just there. Coming in at number 3, Man of Steel. I loved it. It was just an all-out great action film. Um, yeah, like I said, great action film. You know, Nothing will ever say great way to start the DC universe. Better than Green Lantern by far. No shit about that. I love the movie. A lot of people shit on Zack Snyder, but he has had some good movies and some bad movies. Even I'll admit Zack Snyder ain't maybe the best storyteller, but I'll say that would be my number 3. Coming in at number 2, Superman 2. Great way to continue the story. I loved it. It was great. General Zod was amazing. And yeah, I loved it. And then coming in at number 1, Superman the movie. What a great way to kick off the story. It was just a great origin story. And who knows? You didn't need a main villain to make this movie atrocious. You could say Lex Luthor was the main villain, but he didn't really fight him. But I loved it. I thought this was another great one. Best one by far. So yeah, that's my ranking of them. You'll see them down below. Check out all my cool stuff down below. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And if you haven't done it already, check out my Batman reviews. I'll put the link down below. All the Batman thoughts. Yeah, so it's me, the aLeXx. Hopefully, Batman v Superman's great. And until then, I'm out.